Welcome back to Let's Try Roleplay. This is episode 6 of The Long Night, a crossover campaign. I'm Henry, and I'll be playing Oliver Richmond III and Uma Nakatima.
I'm Robin, and I'll be playing Nine, the Tiefling Paladin, and Nat, who has a friend called Indy, who's an Arcanine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're done. You're okay.
I forgot who I was.
And I'm James, and I'll be playing Ibathane with his friend Kyle.
Fair. And I'm Connor, your dungeon master.
Nine, Oliver and Kyle are on Skoll Island on a mission to find Oliver's father Clark and sister Marcella. Having utilised his privileged lifestyle to call a helicouber, our heroes travel to Skoll Island. On the way, Nine beat the last crumbs of any petty conflict with Kyle out of Oliver's system by making it clear that it would hinder their mission. Following this, Kyle was fully redeemed as he saved Oliver from falling into the sea after fainting out of the helicouber. Sneaking around Skoll Island, our heroes found a large temple perched upon which were 3 sleeping griffins, and also got their first glimpse of Tiberius, depicted in a statue. However, the statue was missing one of its 2 heads, which were meant to represent the balance between Skoll and Hattie. They also found a dungeon long barricaded shut, which contained monsters that were later identified as the ones that travelled through from the Navintian Empire at the Mirror Portal's last opening. In a small chapel, they also found out much from a book that spoke of the recent history of Skoll. From this they discovered that the daughter of the current Skoll leader, Grendell, was being held by the tyrant and was being forced to procreate a genetically perfect army in the tyrant's image for his march south to take River's Edge. However, being caught up in all of their fact-finding, our heroes did not notice the approach of the 3 griffins and the chapel's minister, who have caught them red-handed.
So you guys have just seen this priesty boy, as Robin just so nicely said before we started recording.
That sounds like a boy band. The Priesty Boys.
Oh, we've
Jesus.
It's like a god rock version of the Beastie Boys.
Christian rock.
You
Exactly.
hear them in an interview. We might have number 1, but God is the real number 1.
No sleep till bum bum dum heaven.
And then we've got these 3 griffins behind as well.
Okay. Nine has explained to us that these are griffins, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Now know these.
Good to kill.
Good to kill, but you don't want to have to get into a fight with
What does
them.
it taste like? Chicken?
Kind of gamey.
And this man says to you, he's like, I already know who you are. I presume you're wanting an audience with Grendell, or at least
I have an
You're
audience every
wanting-
day on my show.
Oliver, you'll be wanting your family back, I presume.
Funnily enough, yes.
I think that we hold a lot of the cards in this situation, so I advise you do what we say.
A man that's got nothing to lose is dangerous.
Oh, that was good!
You have gone up
What
in
film did you
Nine's
take that
esteem.
I'm just that badass in real life. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys.
I just wish it had come out as somebody else other than Oliver.
Oliver's fucking serious now. Like, at times. He does faint a lot, but...
He says, well, I can assure you that your family are safe, but try anything, and they very well might not be.
Why did you take them, sir? I was eating a cookie.
Cannon.
What, why?
Kyle thought this was the perfect time for a spot of breakfast.
Kyle was munching a cookie whilst Oliver was reading this book out loud.
Put
like,
crumbs all
oh,
over
that's
it.
interesting. Yeah, getting crumbs on the book. Oliver was not happy about that.
Yeah.
Why did you take them?
All will be explained if you come with me, and I think you need to have a serious talk with Grendell.
Why did you take my friend?
I think you need to have a serious talk with Grendell.
Why don't you bring him to us? Seems like a nice setting. talk about your whatever you guys do here.
Again, I think you need to have a serious talk with Grendell, and I think that we hold a lot of the cards in
I
this
think
situation.
it sounds like your boss holds a lot of the cards and you don't really have much to do with anything.
I think it sounds like the game designer only gave him a certain number of responses. I think we need to have a talk with Grendell. What time is it? I think we need to have a talk with Grendell.
Or he's just trying to Doctor Strange. It's like, I've come to bargain. Like, you've said that already. I've come to bargain.
It's like, goodbye, I think we need to have a talk with Grendell. Goodbye, fuck the game's bugs. Fuck. It won't let me leave this conversation.
He says, oh, we have prepared for your arrival, and
Oh, wonderful.
unfortunately it'll be some time before we are ready to talk with you. It's very, very early in the morning, and we've only just gone to sleep.
Well, we haven't gone to sleep, so...
Are you vampires? Sorry, Cookie again. Are you vampires?
A vampire?
Right.
Like, no, like, I know what a no.
Pier?
Is that a Pokemon?
No, but
Sounds like it should be.
it should be.
Is there vampires in D&D?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. I just want to check.
Most of the population.
There's a book about
I know.
it.
I just want to make sure before I... Yeah. So,
They're rare.
okay, that's
He says, well,
Can I bring my cookie?
you can bring your cookie, but
I'm alright.
it'll be this evening.
Very
before
well.
we have this. I can take you. We have a room for you.
Very well. Take
Do we
me-
have time for a long rest?
it's time to suit up. Suit up and boot up.
Take me to your leaders.
And he says, follow me. And he sort of walks out, and the griffins sort of stay where they are until you guys leave.
I hiss
room.
at the griffins.
The griffin spits on you.
Oh fuck!
I fucking
I didn't know birds had
They don't
saliva.
have lips.
That's true.
It's just like a...
It's more of a hacker. Oh, that's a nasty spray. That is.
By the time it's finished doing that, I'm halfway across the courtyard anyway.
All of us just like, where did you get a cookie? Oh. Just glad I didn't land in the water now.
I just have them.
You're taken across this square by this parishman.
Oh, so he does go outside?
Yes.
Oh, that's encouraging.
In the sun.
It is in the sun, yes.
So how much does he smoke?
Does
Not
he
like,
or does
not
he,
like how much does he smoke? Like
He
20 a day.
lights
but-
one up.
or does he glitter? You have to consider it.
Glitter.
Twilight vampires?
Fuck,
Sparkle.
fuck off.
I got that. I damn near choked on my cookie.
So he takes you over past across the square and up to these large double doors to this big temple. And he puts his hand on the doors, and you can see a sort of... Now you'd recognise it's some sort of magical bullshit. Where by round seams of the door, you get sort of magical light, sort of sparkles and twinkles and bullshit like that.
Like script and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
And one of the doors open, and he leads you inside and down a corridor off to maybe it goes on a left turn, a right turn,
This is quite complex.
these walls are lit.
Right, let me
with
get that again. I'm going to write it down. Left. I've never understood a direction. Left and then right.
Sure.
Are there more coming? Warn me.
It's not important.
Okay.
And he leads you down to a room and leads you into it. And there's this room that you can see is very, very dark. Maybe Nat brings out her flickery ball of light.
Nat does.
Whoop! And,
Warby boy.
There's actually a large table with rudimentary food and things on it. And then there's also surfaces around where...
Oh, Carl, that's why you got the cookies.
No. And then
I'm
there's-
with Skull.
plot twist, one of those classic Skoll cookies.
I'm with Skull. They've got the cookies.
Just like Granny Skull makes
That's like the
them.
really old meme of join the dark side. We have cookies.
I know.
The Kermit one.
And there's sort of there's surfaces, caught maybe stone surfaces with animal hides or something on them, where you can lie down and rest.
Animal hides or Pokemon hides?
I was about to ask that exact
Probably
question.
Pokemon hides or animal hides from the beasts that came through from the other side of the mirror.
So a mixture of atrocities.
Yes, a mixture of atrocities.
Good.
And he...
That's fine. Are they comfortable atrocities at least?
Okay, sure, yeah.
Cool.
And he says...
Bunch of amphoros.
Well,
Just wool.
we'll come and get you later on. But... Yeah, as much as it can, make yourself at home. You've got food, you've got a place to rest. And, well, I'd say definitely try and get your rest, as you'll need it for the long night ahead.
Speaking of long, I take a long rest.
Long rest? What are you doing? Are you sleeping or are you resting?
I got something for this long rest. I have 2 jokes.
Okay,
That
good.
have been paining me since we started. One just came recently. Can you share an amphoros?
Yeah, of course I can.
What the fuck does it look? It's all just blue.
Are you thinking of a mareep? Or
Oh, a mareep. Sorry, a mareep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's just
That's
this.
the sheepy one.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Is
Yeah.
it yellow or that one or blue? I can't
It's
remember.
yellow.
But it's
No, it's blue. It's blue. It's blue.
Blue.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And 2, I like the idea that your light orb, just because you said something when it came up, went like Orby boy. I like the idea it's like a Kindle, and she didn't pay extra money, so it has adverts when it comes out. For 2 nights only, 2 gold pieces for 1 dagger. Buy 1, get 1 free. Our swords are so good, they're cutting our prices in half.
But here she doesn't get
dear.
very good reception, so it's like, you know when like YouTube adverts won't load and it won't let you go to the actual
The light won't come
it
on
just like
until
won't
this-
load and she's just like, come on.
You just get random languages every now and then, like I get draconic every now and then. Fucking thing. Whacking it above my head.
Like, refresh
Shit.
it and then it loads without an advert, so it actually works.
Yeah. No.
Come on down to the busty dwarf, the bustiest of all the dwarf. I love it.
Okay, and so there's this guy sort of leaves the room, and you can hear the doors lock, multiple locks, and you can hear so that the griffins have stayed outside the door, and you guys are now in this room.
I take out Paddy and tell Paddy to look for like hidden cameras and things like that because she's got a good perception.
Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
Okay, roll Paddy's perception.
For cameras?
Just look, not just cameras, just like looking for anything in the room of interest.
This is the Big Brother house.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh god.
Um,
No consent form was given to us.
that's an 11 for perception for Paddy.
Okay, yeah, Paddy's pretty sure there's nothing.
Alright, cool.
You know, if you look around, there's nothing really except for these places to rest and the table with the food on it. It's quite a dingy place. This is obviously, you know, they've been expecting you and they've sort of made this place up, but there's still mold and it's dripping and it's
Got you.
not particularly nice.
In that case, can I just use Paddy as like a pillow because it's a big cat? I'm just
Okay.
gonna kind of nestle into Paddy and kind of have a nap.
No, of course.
Take a long rest. Exactly 8 hours later, I wake up.
Well, what you guys want to do in your 8 hours, or
Misunderstanding a movie I saw once.
right?
I get Flygon out, and assuming that this is his diet, I ask him to look for bugs.
You what?
They're little things that listen to people, but I think they're not.
Oh, right, okay.
And then I sit
little
and feel bad
cameras.
about the joke I made for the next 8 hours. And apparently shit out a dice.
Yes, sorry, I know tonight.
That was perfect timing.
Okay, so is Fly going out?
No, I sit and...
Or is he gone?
Did I put Diagron back in?
Or is he grown?
Fuck.
Very nice. Okay, cool.
I just feel bad then for the next 8 hours. I just sit and like and like ask Nine a couple of questions about her world.
Okay, go ahead.
I was.
Can I join in?
Let's play that scene.
Yeah.
But
I'm
the thing
gonna-
is, because for a long rest, you don't actually need to sleep, so you can rest.
Yeah,
So you just be sitting lying there, and then maybe you're having a conversation about this.
I would like to make sure all my weapons are sharp and my armor is polished and clean.
Good. What you polishing with? The mouldy bread that's on the table.
Oh, is there nothing? What?
What have you got on you?
If she has a general adventurer's kit, she'd have like
Yeah.
weapon materials.
Cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. You
You
can
probably have. Look, is any of the food oily? You could use that.
Sure, there's a particularly oily curry.
Oh,
use the
that's
curry.
a bit
Just
grim.
get the grease off the
No,
top.
I've got a priest pack. That's bound to have some sort of polish in it.
It will do.
Sort
Yeah.
of
Polish it with holy water.
So yeah, You said, Kyle, that you wanted to have a conversation with Nine about her world.
Yeah. Hadn't prepped it.
And prepped it, wasn't it?
So, what's...
Let's workshop it. Workshop it with me.
No.
Yeah. What's that world of yours like? I feel like I should be better at this. I probably interview people occasionally.
Nine, why... So, I've been wondering, obviously, since I, I fainted.
Which
Who
time?
are you?
The first time. Why... So, you're not a Pokemon.
Mm-mm.
You're not a human.
No.
What are you?
A tiefling.
What's one of them?
Are you like a tooth fairy?
I mean, that's probably the nicest thing anyone's ever said about my race, but that's fine.
True.
People hate tieflings, man.
What is a tiefling?
It's so you met Ibethane. He's what we call a dragonborn. So they're a race that's similar to dragons, but humanized in a way, I guess. Essentially, at some point, my family came across a demon, and for better or worse, something happened. A deal was made. Maybe there was some sort of relationship. Honestly, I don't really know.
So, are your parents tieflings as well?
I don't know.
Do you know your parents?
No.
Oh, that sounds like life.
He has. I'm assuming Nine looks at me, and I'm just like, I mouth like issues.
I mean,
Can I borrow your sword?
I like mine fishing behind his back, like.
But it looks like whipping.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh my god.
sword? Like, chop?
Arguably, Oliver's got the biggest parent issues now.
That's true.
Why do we all have parent issues in our
I'm not-
characters?
See, I originally made Oliver specifically to not have parent issues, unlike all of our other characters, but it just happened to happen.
It's a good thing that in this plot my dad wasn't kidnapped, because
Who
Go home.
gives a fuck?
go
Yeah.
home, I'm going with Ibethane.
Well,
You
there
guys
was a
can go get
reason
him
it
if you
had
want.
to be one of them, because you don't give a shit about your dad, and Nat was like, doesn't have them. So
Yeah, Nat again.
already killed them.
The two characters that... Oh god, Nat and you have to talk about not having parents.
No, that had
And
parents.
Ibethane can talk about not
I like to
having
imagine
parents.
that we're talking about not having parents, and Kyle's just like, I'm so jealous. And we're like, dude, no.
Dude, this is deep.
Can I
This is
live
dark.
vicariously through you? I learned vicariously.
Big word.
So,
Thanks,
So-
Dad.
so are people like you and Ibethane common where you're from?
It really depends on where you go. So most of the time when both of us walk into a village, we're not really the most common thing you'll see around the place. But again, it depends where you go. There's certain settlements that'll be purely dragonborn, and but predominantly you'll have humans, god, gnomes, dwarves, elves,
Excuse me.
Dwarves?
like really small.
That's offensive.
That's we don't use that word.
I think you have to call them little people.
But
I
what do
actually
you
don't
mean
know what the
elves?
appropriate term is.
Elves, so they kind of look like humans, live for quite a long time,
That's-
quite dickish, quite smart.
That's right. So we have like children's stories about elves here. But-
Yeah, they're just kind of like people.
Like in Lord of the Sonic Rings. It's the only reference to like near Nintendo I could get. The Sega rings.
Yeah, they're just kind of like people.
Right. Is that
People look at you weirdly
so?
when you walk into a
It
town.
kind of sounds like your world is like the world of our childhood stories, if anything. Dragons and heroes and gods and people wielding magic and mages and those sorts of things.
It's not really any different to people. There's a
Pokemon
lot-
world.
Who keeps shitting dice?
Connor just can't stop.
Happens, you become a DM, and then it's just like,
Oh, it does. You just have so many.
it's a condition, man.
It's a condition. I need to see someone.
So many anal beads.
Okay, so you guys sit and have your chat, bond a little bit over the 8 hours. Can you all regain? Roll your hit dice.
It's a long.
Not taking
If
any
it's
damage.
a long
Long
rest,
rest,
it's everything just goes back to full.
Everything goes back to full. Cool.
Oh, yeah,
DMs
that's what I
probably
did.
know that.
We've not done anything.
True.
I still had a bit
not?
of damage on Ainsley from the first
I
fight.
had a lot of damage.
wait.
before.
Yeah,
Long rest, everything just goes back to full.
Oh yeah, and my Pokemon did stuff.
Oh, no.
Good
And
shout.
you can get your PP back for your Pokemon spell.
P. Can I have, please,
Oh yeah,
a rubber?
sorry, Nat. Not here to experience the long rest, and nor is everything the one who probably needs it most.
Just waste it. He's fucking useless.
I'm sure he's having a great time. I'm sure he's doing some really useful stuff right now.
Unlikely.
Burning down, I don't know, entire fucking villages or something.
Probably not, because everything's made of metal and stone. None of them beautiful wood doors and sweet open torches.
I know.
Mhm.
Actually, I've actually got a semi.
Okay, anything else you want to do in these 8 hours? Anyone want to have some food, or you're feeling alright?
No, I
What
wanna-
does the food look like?
It's very rudimentary. It's like bread and water and some sort of like weird fruit.
I want to ask.
Have any? So I don't know. Bread and water. Saying the words bread and water fills me with disgust. Because is anyone else disgusted by the idea of wet bread?
Yeah.
So bad.
It's fucking.
You're not
horrific,
meant to
right?
dip it.
No, but just in general, because bread and water is like a common phrase people say, like to describe rudimentary food. But I'm just like, the combination of bread and water is gross to me
If I
because
was
it just
sat-
creates a mush of.
If I was sat in a prison and I had given bread and water and I watched a guy dip the bread in the water, I think that motherfucker's dying first.
That guy's getting
bread
shanked.
and milk. Fine.
Bread and milk's fine, yeah.
Yeah. Bread and
'Cause I
juice.
think 'cause-
Fine. Water. Mm.
No, bread and juice is anything, if anything, worse.
No, bread. No, don't. You don't. I'm not thinking specifically about dipping.
No, but like just in general, because like bread and milk is fine because you quite often use milk to make bread. You can at least, so that's less gross to me. Bread and water is kind of nasty to me, and then bread and juice because I automatically assume orange juice, and it's the idea of bread and orange juice is just not good.
No, bread. And
Unless it's
juice is
toast,
fine.
it's fine.
Anyway, anything else?
So yes, so as I chat, I'll be like, what sort of? Do you guys think you can contact the other ones with whatever those
I mean, I do have my phone.
devices? Yeah, that thing. Can you contact the other guys and ask
Do I have
them?
any
how-
reception?
Your machine of fast speech.
you're sort of yeah.
Do you not have these sort of things where you're from?
No, nothing like we can talk to other people, but it's more through magic and it's
Alright.
other. We don't really have need for things like
Well,
that.
a great philosopher did once say that advanced technology seems to more primitive people like magic, but I'm sure that you don't seem primitive at all. He says as he realizes she's scary.
And
As he
another,
sees the eye twitch, like
Yeah.
what?
another great man once said, "Look, I've made a phone portable so you can talkie whilst you walkie."
That was bad.
It was bad.
Look,
No, I'm assuming it's in character. So.
Yes. That's the,
Yeah,
that's the
that's the
excuse.
excuse for it.
But
You
yeah,
know,
I can. Can I try and ring someone?
Yeah, it's good because you're sort of deep underground at the moment.
No.
Where are the shots?
I can't get any. Sadly, I haven't got any signal. The
Name's like the magic's not particularly strong around here. It's not.
so these use light.
Waving our hands around. Yeah, I don't feel it.
So these use light that you. So these use light that you can't see to talk to each other by little bursts of it. A bit like. Do you have Morse code where you're from?
You don't realise, but Kyle is also listening as if he doesn't understand. He's as confused as not.
Do you have like Morse code or
More so.
or some sort of like code by ons and offs where you're from?
To
Smoke
be honest,
signal?
there's a lot of codes back home. There's probably more than what I could say or
Well,
know of.
In like a code type way, it sends like bursts of light that travels through like solid material and you can't see it to each other via satellites in orbit.
Could you not just use message?
I mean that's what I do.
Messenger
I send a message on the Messenger app.
No, but you just cast a spell and you can message anyone in a whatever it is radius. I don't ever use it, but
We don't.
My partner does.
We
my
don't
people
really
do.
have magic here.
How does magic talking work?
It just works. You just use the spell and you can talk to whoever you want to.
And they just
for-
go. It sounds like you two are talking about the same thing.
I
don't get it.
I think
Yours uses invisible stuff that goes through walls, and yours just happen. I don't get it. I don't.
He's very confused sometimes.
This is James talking. No, yeah, cool.
But yeah, the invisible light can't reach here because we're so underground, so it won't work.
Oh, okay. Performance issues. I get it.
I mean, it happens to lots of men.
Hey, I was listening to that podcast I like, and they just for 20 minutes described magic and phones to each other.
That's very true.
And it's really weird because I'm pretty sure one of them didn't get it.
Okay, so after your 8 hours of resting and chatting and dipping bread
Carl
in
didn't
water,
rest after that. Carl didn't get anything.
So you come and you hear a knock at the door.
Mm.
And
Who's there?
the door opens again and you see this priest come back. Or no, sorry, retcon. You knock at the door and you see maybe 3 or 4 cultists with hoods up come and answer the door, and the griffins part way, and they say, I think it's time for your audience with the name that I've forgotten. Grendell.
I think we'll have to have a talk about Grendell about that.
Is it Grendel or Grundle? Because one's
Grendel.
a lot worse than the other.
Grendell.
Yeah, Grundle's not.
Grundle's
It's
another
Grendel!
name for gooch or taint.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Grundle?
Grundle. It's the first one I ever learned was
No.
Grundle.
Grendel
So
is
until I was
that-
like 15, I called it the Grundle.
Grendel is that crazy monster thing from Beowulf, isn't it? It's Angelina Jolie's
That's
son.
Grindelow,
Was it
isn't
Grindel?
it? Yeah.
Grindelow.
Might be
Grindelow is from Harry
Grindelow.
Potter.
It's not Grindelow, I think it's just
I think it's
Grendel.
Grendel.
Yeah, it's
Grendel? I
Grendel.
think
Yeah,
it's
it's
Grendel.
Grendel.
It's Grendel.
Yeah, you're actually right now.
The one with the
now you say
big...
it.
Who was
Yeah.
disgusting
Yeah.
and horrible
Yeah.
and
Oh
gross.
yeah,
The clawy hand.
I did Beowulf in school. It was good. It's a good story.
So the cultists come and they guide you out of the cell, effectively, where
Lovely.
you were staying. You're all nice and rested.
Getting a
up
bad rating on whatever.
on Fantasy TripAdvisor.
Yeah, ooh, nice.
And you travel back up, and you can tell you're taking the same route, sort of as you were, and you get back up, and you go off, and you're heading towards your audience with Grendel until you reach another large set of double doors. And again, the cultists each put a hand on these doors, and they slowly begin to open. And when
Okay.
you walk and you see this scene, and this is a beautiful throne room. Think the room with the Iron Throne in it.
Cool.
That sort of thing. No stained glass, but it's sort of these high ceilings. There's balconies around the sides, and there's sort of big pillars going the whole way along. And on the flat bit of the floor, you can see hundreds and hundreds of these perfectly rowed cultists looking in your direction, all staring at you.
Are the rest of these buildings dilapidated that we've been in? Like the church and then the building we've just been in, is it all dilapidated? Because obviously the place where the beast was doors hadn't opened in so long, so they were welded shut.
Yeah.
Is everything else dilapidated and this is the only nice room, or?
So this is definitely the nicest room. This is the one that they've tried to keep nice. The other the other places are lived in, and they're
okay.
they've been around for a long time.
But it's not
so-
like there's not been people around here for ages.
Well, the people will be in and out of this room, but this is the most people this room would have held in a long time. This is.
Oh no, I just mean the rest of the buildings aren't oh my god, we're in a weird abandoned town. Like Skoll is generally abandoned, and then they're
Well,
in
it's
this.
not. Generally, Skoll is a working town just during the night.
Yeah.
So people go about, and
But
they've got their wee co-ops.
In my head, am I thinking then that this, where they kept all the creatures,
Yeah.
they just sort of locked them up and left them to
Yes,
die? Okay,
yes.
cool.
That-
So that was
that-
specific that they neglected that, not
Yes.
that they've all sort of been elsewhere and the parts of the town have gone to shit.
No,
Cool.
that building has not been touched.
So specifically now, it's probably mid to late afternoon.
So now
Evening,
it's
probably.
9 p.m.
All right, so it's actually a bit longer than 8 hours. Really then.
Jesus.
So,
Yes.
So
it's the start of night. So this is them getting.
this is them getting up.
This is
Yeah,
getting them
cool.
up,
I was
getting
just
up,
because I was thinking if it's mid to late afternoon, this could be the equivalent of a very early morning for them. So
Yeah.
it could be so it's their first appointment of the day, basically.
We're all standing around with Starbucks, Skullbucks.
Yeah. So
So, and You can see around the balconies of this room, there are many, many, many archers all along, but they're not pointing arrows at you guys. They're pointing arrows at the other side of the hallway. You can see a large column, and strapped to this column is a middle-aged man who's clearly unconscious or on the brink of conscious.
It my dad?
This is Clark Richmond.
Alright.
And below Clark, you can see the throne of the Skoll Temple, and you can see a hooded figure beneath that, who's sort of, obviously the head of this this meeting.
More ornate robes.
Yeah. And as he looks and he sees you, and he drops his hood, and at this point, Kyle and Oliver, your minds go into complete turmoil and you collapse to the ground. Okay?
Nine's just like, not a fucking game.
No, Nine's got her swords, is like shouting at it.
Both
It's like,
of them.
what did you do?
And you start writhing on the ground, almost like you're having some sort of seizure. And you, in your minds, you're seeing a dark, empty cave room with blood on the floor, and then you walk through it and you see this small girl, terrified. Oliver, you see this small girl, terrified, with a jumpluff, pointing towards this unconscious cultist in the corner. And Kyle, you see yourself falling down this crevasse with Flygon, and then reaching the bottom, and then being attacked by these other hooded figures.
Giglets.
And then you see yourself, Kyle, when you sort of come to consciousness in this vision that you're having, you see these burning bars up against your skin, and lots of other people beneath you in this large cage with flames tickling the bottom of it. And Kyle, you see four humans, or four people standing in front of this other group of cultists, and you actually recognize some of them now. You recognize Dorian, or you recognize the man with the scar and the dark hair, who was the doctor in your mother's hospital. You see him in this room, and you see Kian, and you see this elder who you've actually just seen in real life. In front of you for the first time, and you can tell that obviously seeing this man has brought all of these memories back to you, or you're not sure whether these are memories of what actually happened in Victory Road, or whether this was some sort of vision that was created for you, but all of that has now come back to you, and you know what may or may not have happened in Victory Road, but you're down and you're on the ground.
Fuck.
And you also see you remember the message that was spoken to you by those people in that room, and remember them talking about wanting to take Mistjar back, and about how the barriers between worlds were about to be blown open, and that this was going to become a very dangerous world, and that you guys needed to be prepared, and that they wanted you to join them. And you then remember seeing in this, when you were in Victory Road, you remember having these visions of seeing an island on fire with the fleshy remains of humans and Pokemon alike washed upon the beach of cindering ash, and you think these visions that you see look uncanny to what you've seen of Hattie. And you see other places which you don't recognise yet, but you see these visions of this spaceport and bustling marketplaces, and you see this palace of serrated ice with 3 large armies battling in its great hall, and you see running towards you out of what this looks to be a mirror, this dragonborn, but you now know to be a dragonborn, and Nine the tiefling, and this other thing that you don't recognise, this weird blue-skinned creature that looks different to Ibethane. But there's all of these visions come back to you in an instant, and you guys just collapse.
and welcome to the middleist of bits. Fuck, that sounds so dodgy.
It does a bit. It's also about McElroy brothers. Your middleist brother, who is Travis,
Is it?
is the middleist brother. Yes.
I thought it was just, I don't know.
Oh,
Justin
no,
gives off a middle child vibe.
No, Justin's the oldest. Justin actually has like some like brains between his head at times.
Alright.
He's the sensible one sometimes, and then not others. But anyway, yes, this is the middleist of bits.
This is middleist of bits.
And and Robin, the middleist of ages in the podcast, is back.
Am I?
Kind of. We're both the middleist of ages.
Yeah.
Because James is older and Henry's younger than us. Yes. But
Yeah.
anyway, welcome back, Robin.
That makes me feel so old.
How are you?
I'm very good. Very good. Back in Glasgow, back in Scotland. Had, yeah,
Had some good times at home?
did. I very much did.
What did you do?
I drank quite a lot.
When in Ireland.
Yeah, there's always a good wealth of booze. Went out quite a bit. Had some lovely meals. Saw loads of peeps. Yeah, kind of what summer we break is needed. But no, it's good to be back and get back into things. I'm not kind of yeah. I've not really got much else to really say.
So you did. So what this means is you didn't do a lot.
I didn't do loads. I watched a lot of TV.
After all the traveling and stuff that we did, no, you're just like, okay, now I'm in bed for 5 weeks.
Yeah. Connor gave me his Netflix password whenever he was away in America, so I've used that quite a bit. I watched a lot of series. So yeah, that was.
And if you give Let's Try Roleplay a 5-star review on iTunes, then you can also have my Netflix. No, I don't think no, my dad pays for it. That's not right. But yes, you're back, and James comes back on.
Next
So
week.
James came back, and then he pissed off again,
Wanker.
and then he's coming back again. I think on like Friday or something,
Something like that.
Saturday maybe.
So
Who
we'll
knows?
all be back in the same place.
Yeah, I know.
See, what we didn't tell you is that the real reason why none of us have been here is just because we don't like each other. we just need a break.
We record this
Fucking
podcast
hell.
we record this podcast all year, and then we're like, fuck, we need a break. Those fucking jokes that James gives out, we just, I need some.
Those egg puns just
Oh, exactly.
brutal.
Exactly.
I don't know how you can listen to them. Just we really do love each other. Just by the way,
I'm trying to think of an egg pun now. Don't. But yeah, we're gonna get back, and we've got some shit to do.
Clucking about.
Yeah, stop clucking about. We've got bits and bobs we need to patch up recording wise, sort of leftovers that we haven't managed from the last thing, like that. We've talked about the lost session from the crossover campaign, which we're gonna have to re-record. And then there's still that prize out there for anyone who can guess which episode is the re-recorded one.
Ooh.
Yeah. I reckon it's going to be pretty obvious. But
We're like, didn't we do this before? Yes.
but we're all going to have lots of fake responses and like, oh, this happens. We're like, oh, wow.
We're gonna have like a canned laughter track in the background instead of laughing, just like
such unsuspense.
heckin' bamboozle.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got some sort of epilogue-y stuff to record from some other bits and bobs. But yeah, we're gonna get down and get doing that. The episode you're listening to at the moment is a Robin edit special. How was your editing experience this summer? Do you now know the pain that I go through?
Please, if it's bad, I'm sorry. I tried. Yeah, editing is... So the biggest thing of editing, right, is Henry makes a lot of noises. More so that when you it's like sneezing and coughing, right? There's some people who are just naturally like loud sneezers and coughers.
His microphone etiquette is shit.
Yes. And it gets picked up by every single other microphone. So then you have to sit there and quiet down that bit. But then someone's saying something really, really important. And you're like, oh my sweet Mary Mother Jesus. All I can hear is Henry sneezing in the fucking back. So yeah.
So you're like,
Makes loud
and
noises.
look, I am your father.
And you think the jokes that James makes are inappropriate, right? The ones that I took out were criminal.
There's a lot of editing out of inappropriate jokes. If you want the super uncut version of Let's Try Roleplay episodes, then you have to pay for our new microphone setup. And
Not
stuff.
child friendly. Not over 18 friendly.
Rated R. Rated, probably the FBI would want us for inappropriate jokes.
Yeah, but no, editing was good. It was interesting.
You all ready for so much more of it?
Good dynamic. No, it's interesting to kind of hear things from that side. Yeah, we do. Sometimes there's not a lot. We've gotten a lot better than what when we started off. We're much more streamlined and we keep quite sort of on. Might not seem it, but we do
keep relatively on track these days.
We keep relatively on track as such, so and it is not actually too bad. And you find yourself getting caught up in it. Like you sit there listening to it, and then you're like, "Oh fuck, I'm actually meant to be doing."
Yeah, I'm meant to
stuff.
be doing something. Yeah, has there been anything in the last 12 minutes that I should have edited out? But yeah, you're also going to try your hand at a bit of DMing in the near future.
So the new, Dungeons and Dragons, the Wizards of what coast?
The coast, yeah.
Is it Gold Coast?
And the Gold Coast is a place in Australia.
What's the Wizards of the
Coast?
What is that? Just Wizards of the Coast?
Yes.
Is it okay? So they're releasing a new. I sound so knowledgeable already. They're releasing a new starter pack, which is good for dimwits like me who haven't ever done sort of DMing before. So we're gonna do it off tape. Because it's gonna be bad.
But we're gonna hide a microphone in the room, and it's gonna be the super exclusive Patreon content. Where Robin goes like, "What? What rules? Can I?
What a dice!" So you fucking pass it. Shut up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it a go on that. To give me a bit of practice for hopefully something that I will DM on records later on down the line.
On the podcast?
On the podcast. What? So yeah, I felt a bit more comfortable just having done a shot of it before. And it's good because then we can invite a couple of people that we're good pals with to also give a bit of roleplay a try because they're quite keen. And they've been wanting to give it a go for a
They
bit.
may also appear in the podcast at some time.
May also.
What?
So
notably in the next Star Wars campaign. What? You're just giving me such eyes now.
You've been practicing that, haven't you?
Oh no, it actually sounds a bit like the R2D2. The bit in episode 3 when they're running along the bit and it's like, where's R2? And he goes, bangs into the wall.
Speaking of Star Wars, new trailer.
Oh shit, yeah, good.
Good trailer.
Good.
Interesting trailer.
I saw
a Mandalorian. That I'm actually more excited for that than the episode 9.
People keep finding problems in the trailer though. So
the
you know
Mandalorian?
in the Rise of Skywalker. So you know the bit when Kylo and Rey are fighting on the wreck of the Death Star bit. Someone pointed out and was like, why does his cape not have a shadow? There's like it's just his legs and he's got this. You can't see his legs in the shot. Because his capes cover them, but then there's this shadow behind him with these two legs. Like, so obviously his cape's completely CGI'd. Oh. But I imagine just because it would be an absolute fuck. Well, oh my god, I feel
You could have just done it without the cape.
Is
the cape necessary?
Come on.
No capes. Come on, you're just. It's like fighting with long hair, right? You're just giving the enemy something to grab and freaking frisbee you across the ring.
But it looks cool. Imagine Darth Vader didn't have a cape. Not as good.
Yeah, but that's for his majestic walking.
Yeah, but maybe it's for Kylo's majestic walking.
Doesn't he like majestic walking?
No, he kind of just looks angry.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, what's happening with Rey? The thing on Star Wars. I mean, if you don't want spoilers, then none of these are spoilers because I haven't. Unless you're wondering, I haven't seen the film because it's not out yet. But
he wishes he had. He cries about it every night.
Yeah, exactly. But there was
keeps writing George Lucas letters, and he's like, "Seriously, mate, I'm putting a restraining order on you because this."
Yeah, and George Lucas writes back like, "I've got nothing to do with this anymore. You're living in 2005."
There's not enough. What was he?
Oh, just like random CGI like monsters and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not enough. What do we call him? What's his name?
Jar Jar Binks.
There we go. Couldn't remember his name.
But yeah, apparently it's a vision of Rey because they actually said on the Star Wars website a trailer which features this and a vision of Rey, and then they went back and corrected it. So they took that out, and apparently someone else noticed that she's wearing what looks to be Snoke's ring. Remember Snoke's ring?
No.
Okay. Remember, listeners, any one of you that care about Star Wars, remember Snoke had that ring? Yeah.
Do you remember Snoke? Yeah, who is he? No one knows.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Rumors that he is actually Palpatine.
Looks like a ball sack.
Yeah, he does, but so did Palpatine. Ooh.
Genetics.
Yeah. So, charities?
Mm-hmm.
Who should we give a shout out to this week?
So what have you done before? What's been the... What was
I've
last
not
week's?
done Marrow in a while.
Cool.
Would you like to do some Marrow?
I'll do some Marrow. So, Marrow is a branch of Anthony Nolan, which is a charity that signs people on the stem cell register. They're a UK-based charity. However, their stem cell register can apply to absolutely anybody across the globe. Most countries will have their own register. So America has one, Germany has one called DKMS. Basically, people who need stem cell transplants, people who have really serious leukemia, serious blood disorders, sometimes stem cell transplant can be their only sort of second shot at a chance of life, essentially. So it's a really easy thing to do. All you have to do is fill in a quick form and do a cheek swab. At least that's what they do for Anthony Nolan, and that puts you on the stem cell register. And you may go on to save a life at some point at absolutely no expense to yourself whatsoever. I know a couple people who've donated, and they said it was just one of the easiest things I've ever had to do, and I just felt so happy, and it was a really, really lovely thing to do. So have a Google of Anthony Nolan if you're interested, or drop us a message if you want to find out any more. I could go on for quite a while about it. This is my concise spiel that I shout at people on the street.
Some walking past, like, you need to know about Marrow.
So yeah.
Yeah, cool. Shall we talk about tiny changes? We've not done any of those.
Oh, okay.
Have you got one?
I do. So we went to the museum.
Oh my god, you have one?
Yeah, do you remember
Wow.
we went to... So there's a lovely museum in Glasgow called the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave some money as donation to it.
Okay, right. How much money was it?
Like £2.
Okay.
Yeah. So
When I saw you, I watched you empty coppers into this donation bin. I was like, you're just trying to get rid of it.
I tallied up those coppers, right? They made up like 20p, and then I put in like £1.80's worth after it.
There you go.
Because British museums, majority of them are free, so they kind of thrive on donations and like government funding, unlike in like say Europe and America. So it was nice to be in a museum. We saw some cool animals and stuff. So I thought, do you know what? Mainly, I also want to get rid of these coppers.
Yeah.
But
the reason I asked for tiny change because I thought you wouldn't have one, and I'd be like, I don't have one either. Haha, let's move on. But now, fuck, I've got to think of one.
So did you give money to them?
I didn't. No.
Yo, even if I gave my coppers, I still give them some money.
Well, maybe your tiny change could be giving me the money that you owe me for dinner last week. Okay, I think I have a tiny change. I think. I've been doing a lot of walking and I'm eating less. So I'm doing a tiny change for me.
Oh.
Trying to get fitter, and I'm going to do a 10k this year.
He says that, but every time I ask him to go out on a run, he's like, oh, my knee hurts.
It was raining,
Oh,
though.
it's so painful.
I'm going to do it.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did a 10k before I came back.
Good?
As well.
Was it good?
It was.
Did you finish?
23 odd degree heat.
Oh dear.
So that wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I did it with my dad as well, which is so my dad fucking just nailed it. Jesus, the man's a machine. But he's bloody Terminator. But no, I did it. It was good. It's good fun.
Good.
Would recommend if you're wanting to get fit, doing a wee 10k. Do the Couch to 10k. There's an app you can download for it.
Couch to 10k.
Yeah.
That sounds so good. That is so right for me.
I think there's Couch to
want
5k
that.
and then Couch to 10k. I think.
Can it be Couch to 10k to couch?
But the good thing is, like running, you don't have to get a gym membership. Like it's free. You literally just put your trainers on and you go out, and it's a great way to clear your head. Get a good podcast going, like this one.
Oh yeah.
Or just tunes as well.
Yeah. But yeah,
It's a great way to get
tiny
fit.
change doesn't need to be for other people, it can be for you.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect example. Make tiny changes and the world will be a better place. It's a charity set up in memoriam of Scott Hutchison from Frightened Rabbit. Make tiny changes, people's peace out. So Mies, we have those.
We have Facebook, we have Instagram, Twitter. We have
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yep, we do.
We have a Gmail.
One of those Gmail emails.
So that's Let's Try Roleplay at gmail.com. All our SOMIs are just at Let's Try Roleplay. Like, we post stuff. James is really good at always keeping up regular content. Hashtag wholesome content.
Yeah, I'll finish those interrailing posts at one
Oh,
point.
fuck.
I got to Belgrade and I was like, I've got the photos ready for Belgrade, I've just not got around to doing it.
See, it was difficult because we were posting pictures of Interrail and then James posts things of Australia and you're just like, fuck me, that we're not in competition here. Like, it's just Australia just looks amazing.
Ours were better. Anyway, shall we, I think in this episode they've just fainted because they're about to have their serious talk with Grendell.
Oh, yeah.
And then they fainted because they've had all their memories brought back to them from Victory Road. Some big stuff is happening.
9 wants to kill him.
Yeah, there was a lot of story in this episode.
There was.
Fuck, we managed to actually stay on track for a considerable amount of time.
It was really, it was gripping. Thrilling is what the Times is calling it. Thrilling episode.
Oh, yes.
5 out of 5 stars. You cannot miss this.
Exactly, in Empire magazine, what did they say about it?
Rolling Stones, 5 stars,
Yeah,
5
exactly.
stars. Can't even put enough stars.
Yeah, exactly. Not enough stars in this world for that.
In the whole galaxy.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, shall we let you back to the episode?
Yeah.
I think we shall. Alright, well, goodbye. Enjoy the rest of the episode, and we shall see you next week.
Yeah, tell you bye. It's lovely speaking to you again. Lovely being in your ears once more.
Oh. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Henry loves you.
I have one question.
Okay, no, give me your question.
Did he intend to do that to us, or was that just really fucking weird for him as well? So, what are they doing?
This was not the plan.
I'm not gonna lie, I imagine this whole time we're kind of like lightly seizing, like, oh my god, so many things.
Like, what was in that bread and water?
Too much bread and water is mixing in me.
We don't shit ourselves, do we?
Yeah. And then
I rolled a 19, so I don't shit
you don't
myself.
shit yourself. That's good. That's good. No urine was expelled onto the floor.
Oh, I was a 16, so I still don't shit myself, but I almost do.
9, do you have any immediate reactions?
Just like, what the flying fuck? Like, she goes down, just trying to like shake both, like, what's his face and what's his face, being like, what?
Fantastic.
Some of the most 9 things I've ever heard you say.
Why, what's
like,
your
I
face?
try and wake up the 2 fucks up. Like,
She's trying to, like, I assume, does this go on for quite a while that they're seizing?
It's not particularly long, even though these visions that I described, took me sort of a few minutes to describe. Actually, it happens in seconds, and they sort of come back to consciousness within a couple of seconds.
It looks like we're talking tongues, and she's like, "Don't worry, lads, I'll cut the demons out."
Yeah, and then as the two of you sort of begin to come back to consciousness, the voice from the end of the hall starts to speak, and says, I'm awfully sorry. I realise now that your visions of Victory Road are just now starting to return to you. Maybe you wouldn't be in such a difficult situation now if you just listened to us then. But you now realise that
how could we have done that? We didn't remember it.
Well, you still...
Did you take our memories?
What we create... Victory Road was a vision, but you still made the choice not to join.
But it happened though, right? Because I'm burnt. Right?
that is canon.
And that is canon, but
the man on the chair says that is canon.
I can confirm that is canon.
That's my new response to everything. It's like, Henry, aren't you going away this weekend? It's like, that is canon. But I'm gonna be late.
But the man you now know as Grendell says that's not actually true. The visions are not what happened. It was a vision that we created for you. But within that, we could still communicate with you, and you made the wrong decision. But my name is Grendell, and I am the elder of Skoll. We knew you would never be easy to convince, but every time we up the ante, you're always just too stubborn to back down, and look how much you've lost, especially you, Oliver. So,
let me lay this out for you again, for the final time. And don't try anything clever. Because if you do, every one of these archers will launch on your father, Oliver.
God, I really wish it was mine.
Like, give me the bow.
Unfortunately, Carl's never tried anything clever in his life.
And so at this point, maybe you've brought yourselves together, and the elders are. Sort of
I'll help them back up. I'll be like just kind of supporting both of them, just like making sure they're okay.
You're holding me up by the scruff of my neck, and I'm just hanging there, being like, I still don't get it.
So there's an aisle between these two groups of cultists, and as you walk down this aisle, each row of the cultists in turn turns round to face you and then to face the front.
That's fucking weird. Please don't do that.
A little bit creepy, especially because they would have definitely had to have some sort of dress rehearsal for this.
Oh my god. I run back and forth up the aisle.
No, that's what the day was for. That's what they were doing during the day.
The dress rehearsal.
We don't need it yet. We weren't expecting you this quickly. We're not rehearsed. Rows 5 to 7 are still fucking it up.
Those 5 to 7, only half of them are turning round, or they're turning to the left.
We threatened their families, we cut off their fingers, they've done nothing.
We've had a costume disaster.
The robes just aren't fitting, people just won't complain.
Everyone's tripping!
So, as you continue to walk down this aisle, Grendell continues to speak, and he says, We've lived in the Mishtuar region for thousands of years.
I would just like to whisper so you guys are going on like, this guy loves a good monologue.
I want to whisper back. I'm going to kill him.
Okay.
We can't tell.
But once he finishes the monologue, I'm actually kind of curious. Okay.
Right, no, guys, right.
I look at him and go, we've decided to listen.
Guys, no,
He's just been waiting patiently.
But not because you want us to, because we want to. Right, guys?
I am up for a good fight at this moment in time. We cannot.
9's on the fence.
We fuck off.
Just relaying it back.
I drop you. So we need to think rationally. Your dad's on there. We can get him out, but right now there might not be enough of us to do it at the moment. We can sort this. We can do it, but right now we need to remain calm, rational. He insults us, we let it fly. We can insult him. There's no one says no to that.
Okay, good.
Love a good insult.
The second we finish this, like, Carl turns like, look, you old fuck.
So, I think we're good. I think we've decided to listen.
Good. He's just sort of been waiting while you guys have this discussion.
Continue your monologue, please, sir. I can tell you've rehearsed quite a few.
That was weirdly impressive.
What?
The whole, like, turning thing, it really freaked me out.
Thank you.
Are we walking up to, like, face him? Like, standing
Yes,
face to
you're
face?
walking up to him.
Yay.
Are they going to do it when we leave? Because I know it probably took a long time to get it, but I would rather they didn't.
He says, eventually, once you guys stop with your patter, begins the monologue again. We have lived in the Mishtuar region for thousands of years, and slowly our home has been ripped out of our hands. And in truth, we're actually coming to accept that now.
By who?
We realise that Mishtuar is...
What a dick monologue. He looks at you and just goes, script. This is script.
but he puts down the bit of the paper, and he just sort of points to Kyle and Oliver and like,
He looks at the bottom where it just says questions. He's just like,
this is a 10-minute presentation, 5 minutes for questions at the end. Can you just wait?
please hold all questions to the end.
I know. And he says, we realise that Mishtuar is no longer our home, and that in order to expand, we must travel elsewhere. Far elsewhere. But we've come into some trouble, and in truth, even though we started by wanting you to help us take over Mishtuar, we now need your help to help us leave.
Can I just ask, just out of curiosity, is he speaking to the three of us, or just kind of speaking more to the two Pokemon people?
Well, you're there as well, so he's kind of, and he needs, he's said that he wants your help to leave, and he's addressing you.
There's some really dumb people in the cloaks that are just like, is he talking to us? Like, I've used up so much of my mind trying to figure out that fucking turning.
The choreography of this thing.
Like, this robe still doesn't fit. I can't breathe. I'm lightheaded.
You're someone faint at the back.
It's quickly replaced.
That's how you dragged out by
someone in a high-vis paramedic jacket. It just runs out like, oh.
Continue.
Oh, this is a health and safety nightmare. I told them the risk assessment was bad.
So to go off the ropes.
You said that.
In the distance, we hear an ambulance.
Knocking on the wall, like, come in, I'm gonna have to get the helicopter ambulance.
It's like, no, it's fine, we'll wait.
Nurse Joy walks in, like,
and the Chansey comes in and is like, this is weird.
Chansey's just running like, Chansey. Just pick him up and like scatter off with him.
And then Nurse Joy's running and they're like, what's going on here? This is odd.
All the cultists like, no, all the cultists like, no, don't worry, just take down the hoods. Like, it's fine.
And it's a Mr. Mime.
Yeah. Looks like they come in and there's a man on a stake. And they're like, normal.
I ain't paid for this shit.
Does the guy strapped to the column need help as well? Like, no, it's part of the thing.
It's just a dress rehearsal. It's just
this whole thing we've got it going on. He's kind of the centerpiece.
9 says we're gonna listen.
It's a pantomime. All the show.
This is
For the theatre.
This is not going to Grendell's plan. It's absolute chaos. It's not like what the dress rehearsal was.
He's pissed to have these fuckwits in front of him.
I know. But he said that, and the last thing he said was although we needed your help before to help us take over Mistral, now we want your help to help us to leave Mistral. And he says, my daughter is trapped in the Winter Realms by an evil far greater than you consider us to be. The one they call the Tyrant has enslaved my daughter Nerissa and rapes her to forge his own genetically perfect army.
Oh, I don't think Cal knows what rape is.
His own genetically perfect army for his own destructive ends, and we need to take him down. And it's not just Nerissa, he does this to other women as well. He is strong and so is his army, but with the army we are building, and with your help, we can take him down. And then Skoll can move to the Winter Realms and never come back to Mistral. And surely this would be beneficial for both of us. You get us out of Mistral and get your family back, Oliver. And you get your friend back, 9, and for us, we get away from Mistral to a new home and I get my daughter back from that monster. We never need to be friends, but we've created a situation where you need us just as much as we need you. So call an end to your suffering and join us to help us take over the Tyrant, and you can return to your normal lives, and we can sort out new lives for ourselves far, far away from you.
What makes
questions?
What makes you think I want anything of a life for you people? You killed my mother.
Hold on one sec. We're going to chat amongst ourselves for a second.
Oh, that was good. Oh, that was a good burn.
9.
Hello.
Your people in your world, right?
That was going to be one of my questions.
Do you reckon you can take them?
Get River's Edge. Get the River's Edge team back again. No, that didn't go very well, though, did it?
Do you reckon you can take these guns?
What cunts? Sorry,
I'm not talking to you.
What cunts?
I'll come to you later. But look, this is a private discussion. Oi, you cloaky, fuck off. Point at one of the randos.
I mean, it depends what army we're... maybe. Well, look at him.
You're thinking of Craig right now, like, maybe.
No, we have.
I'm thinking of the Order.
have
I'm
the
thinking of the
technology.
Order. Thinking of pals. I'm thinking of sellswords. I'm kind of just looking and be like, there's a chance.
Getting all the MP involved, big Emperor himself.
MP? I thought you said the local MP. We're going to get our local MP on this. No, I am... That's a good way to get shit all done. I'm just
Scathing.
I'm just going to be like I think we're good. Yeah, I guess we'll help you because 9 here thinks they can take you.
Yeah.
9 thinks they can take you to the other world.
So he's not our spokesperson, but so evidently, as you can probably guess, I ain't from around here, from Mistral. You invaded.
I know exactly where you're from.
You're planning to invade my region, take over part of my region. Why would I help you do that?
I'm trying to take back the palace in which my daughter is enslaved and have that as our new home. To, take out the people that want to then go and invade the rest of your world. We'll stay there, out of the way.
But how can you guarantee that? How can I guarantee my friends and my world's safety?
Well, I think
I will kill the
there's
tyrant.
at the moment. There's even less of a guarantee of your safety at the moment with the tyrant and his armies marching south.
We're already aware of the tyrant. We'd already gone to fight him and to take care of him. It was you guys who stopped us doing that plan. Your mirror, your dimensions, is what interfered with us actually killing him and saving your daughter.
I think to be fair, you had no idea of the enormity of the situation with the tyrant. You were going up to fight. You heard
How
of
fat
some
is he?
so, some sort of suspicious activity, but you had no idea that he was planning to invade your region. Otherwise, you would have taken more than just 5 people.
How do you know
7 people?
Those people can take him?
Because it's 7 people and he has an army of hundreds.
Yeah, but we have a Craig.
Davith is pretty high level. Like,
We've seen him do some crazy shit. We've killed a Hydra.
All
mate.
this talk of his daughter has made me realise he's a dad, and therefore I have an advantage to hide.
Shit! Do it! Hide.
Double proficiency bonus on stealth checks when hiding from a dad.
Okay.
It's coming into play.
What were you wanting to say, Oliver? You seem like
Yeah,
you were about
sorry.
to lay down some fucking lines.
Sass. Scathing sass.
Right, I had actually pre-rehearsed it in my head.
Good,
So
good.
I want to turn to him as he's going on about whatever he's going on about, and be like, "What makes you think that I care about you? I care about your daughter. When you show such contempt for me and my family, why would I do anything to help yours?"
You may not care, but I think you need us. I think there's, every single archer in this room is drawn on your dad at the moment. So as soon as you say the word, it's not good news there. You want to keep.
I don't know where. I guess he dies.
Yeah, exactly. It's not good news.
We had rehearsed this in the dress
Well,
rehearsal.
This was not a pre-rehearsed question.
You
Gavin,
release...
you said he'd be compliant.
I'll put it this way: you need me to save your daughter, and I'm not gonna do that while you threaten my family. Release my dad, release my sister, and I'll consider helping you. Because I want you gone, but I also currently want you dead.
I can completely understand that. I can. Your mother was an accident that was never meant to go that far, and it's troubled me since.
What were you trying to do?
We were meant to take her, but it didn't work. And then
Did this not maybe give the idea that kidnapping really isn't...
Especially during birth.
Did you ever just think to fucking ask?
what? Ask whether you could get kidnapped?
No,
No,
just
ask
ask for help.
No, I think that they did that one to us.
Mm.
Although actually
Oh,
they did kind of
They
kinda
did
get
kind of get
Yeah, no,
creepy straight away.
I was being burnt in that vision at the time.
I think
There's different ways to do it.
But from what you said before the mission was different. Before you wanted you, because they wanted to take over Mistjuar, but since they found out what's happening to his daughter, he now wants your help.
Oh, I see, because I was taking over. Basically, whoever's writing their scripts and like setting out their little scenarios has got ideas. Could get him in on the show.
But he says we will release your father. We have no problems with doing that if you agree to help us. Your sister's a little bit more complicated because we don't have her.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But
will
that is
Take out a Pokeball.
okay.
Fuck this cunt. Where's my sister?
As you take out the Pokeball, all the
I say, where is she?
when you take out the Pokeball, all the archers draw backwards, aiming at your dad.
I was gonna like offer to swap my dad for your sister.
And he says, "Your sister is where we are heading next. She's she's in the Palace of Ice. She's in the Winter Realms.
How old is she?
She's
6?
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Bad things aren't happening to the sister, right, Connor?
Okay,
Okay,
no, I'm
good.
not that bad.
Okay, good. It's not that Game of Thrones.
No, exactly. He says, well, when we go to the Palace of Ice and we take the tyrant, at that point, your sister will be back in your arms.
Again, one question. Was it you guys who led her there? How did she... I mean, she's a 6-year-old little girl.
She got lost. No, there's what is effectively needed to become a blackmail has multiple tiers.
You fucked up. You let a 6-year-old girl into the arms of that tyrant.
9's on my side now.
Well, we have Marcella on the other side.
This is Game of Thrones.
Fucking Dorn.
Yeah, it is. Damn. Yeah.
Who has a
Nice.
Dawn?
Oh no!
Oh, fuck.
Oh
I
yeah,
hate
good
them
point.
even
Oh, I get
more.
your joke now. So well,
The ice snakes.
I can. Do you agree? Do you agree that this is a cause? Yeah, I think that you can understand my position in that I need my daughter back, and although the means by which we may be convincing you may not be particularly by the book, I think we both need each other, and our goals are ultimately the same.
Where's my friend?
Same place. We have him. We have all of the guards of Umber Castle. We have the police. We have everyone. Everyone is safe. But we need you.
I'm confused. They have the sister?
No,
She's
they've
at the
lost
ice
her.
palace.
Lost her, but they have Tholme.
They have
And
them.
he's somewhere else.
Yes.
Shit.
Regardless of whether you want to join us or not, you're going to need to go there to get your sister back. And regardless, that this is not going to be a friendship, but the position in which we find ourselves means that if we work together, we will all get what we want.
What do you want to do?
Work with him for now. Kill him after.
Smashing.
I say quietly.
We're going to work with you for now.
I grab Kyle and go, no!
To drag him back, but...
And then later, we'll work with you less. Probably never again.
Is there anything else you want to ask him?
Where's the... You guys were looking for someone else. There's quite a few people.
Are we?
Harris, there's a guy called...
Do you have Harris?
We could ask you the exact same question.
That's encouraging.
No,
Well, no, you wouldn't
no.
because we're asking you fucking retard.
And that's as he says that, I'm like, and that's coming from Kyle.
That's the most intellectually superior Kyle has ever been.
Yeah. Harris. Yes, we tried to get Harris, but he escaped.
Quick question as well. Another quick question.
She's full of them.
And I don't like this boy. But... So... You sound as if you've thrown settlements into quite a few places. After this is all done, and we get your daughter back, you gonna stay in this one place? Or you gonna move to some other places? Or he's gonna branch out and continue spreading this wee religion, shall we call it?
Well, we've always wanted to expand, but for now, that's definitely been put on hold for the moment, as the moment family is in danger, and that's important to us.
How about for a bit longer?
Well, we'll be out of your... Oh, well, actually, we won't be out of your hair because we'll be in your world. Okay, fine. You've got me there. But if I can't give you any sort of, promise, but, I can't give you anything solid, but if you help us here, I promise that we will stay in the Winter Realms, and we will not try and spread our word. Right now, we have this is too important.
I'd like to go up and shake his hand for that.
Okay. Is this gonna go? You all agreeing?
I have one more question.
Okay.
Does he know how phones work? Like, can he explain it to me in a different way? Maybe, like, just gets it to me.
if you ask him, then he's not particularly technologically advanced.
Yeah.
And he's kind of more of an arcane boy as well.
Okay,
So
I'm thinking magic is better than techno then.
Yes.
More people seem to be into it.
Yes, I wanna. Yes.
Yeah, if you go up and you shake his hand, and he says, "Thank you, Nine. Is that? Are you with us?"
What I'm gonna say is, we're going to help you get your family back due to circumstances. However, if I get any sort of inclination that you're moving on my world, or anything, if I hear a slight whisper that something ain't right up in the ice world, I'm coming back up with an army and killing you myself.
I think that's fair.
On any other world as well.
That-
We'll figure out these portals. And we'll keep an eye on you as
Keep an eye on
well.
these portal boys.
We're going to keep an eye on you. We get any word?
Yeah.
I'm going to come for you. We good?
The war and the long night ahead will be nothing like anything you've ever experienced.
I'm pretty sure that's a line from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it probably is. But with your help, I'm sure we have the upper hand. But we do.
Like just keep like
no.
gripping his hand, like ever so like stronger. Just like,
No,
we good? We good?
No, you've let go now. And he says, but we have one more trick up our sleeve. And then he starts to more address the crowd.
And he pulls out the rose.
Pulls out a bird!
Oh, there's Gary.
Oh, there he is. Man. And
Explodes.
at this point, one of the church, the church guy, the sort of parishman, the priest, sort of comes up to there's a sort of pedestal next to him with some something inside it, and he's sort of doing something. And Grendell addresses the crowd and says, "My friends, I am old and I have served you for many years, but there's never been more of an urgent time for divine intervention. So it's time for me to leave you." And at this point he rolls up his sleeves and you can see arcane markings etched into his skin up both sides. And then the priest comes up to him with some of the dust that he's collected for this red dust that was in this pedestal, and he starts to like sprinkle it on his arms. And Grendell continues and says, "Protect my new form and allow me and Tiberius to guide us to victory. Goodbye, friends, and good luck with the long night ahead." And at this point, the parishman takes a large knife from the pedestal next to him and draws it across Grendell's throat, and he falls to the ground and bleeds out to death.
I turn to the parishman and just go, "Thanks, dude. I thought we were going to have to do that ourselves."
Oliver was planning on it.
That was my promise was to him, so I'm good. I'm good.
And sort of throughout that, as he was talking, there was a sort of cultish chant growing.
Oh,
in the
wonderful.
crowd, and it was exactly like that.
Cult,
then-
cult.
Yeah, exactly.
Cult.
And all the cultists dropped to their knees as this sort of chant was coming to its climax.
How in sync are they? How much?
Very, very. This that you could.
So harmonising.
As in sync
the dress
as in
rehearsal
sync
was-
as in sync.
Yes.
Are they in sync?
Very.
And then as this, they drop to their knees. It comes to the climax.
You need to choose your words.
I really do. I
I
really
can
do.
imagine there's a solid spurt of blood.
Yeah. And then it's at that point that Grendell's throat is slit and he drops to the floor, and at that point you hear there's silence for 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then you hear a colossal, sounds of the ground being ripped up some miles away, and it sounds like something has fallen out of the sky, like an asteroid or something has fallen and landed somewhere. And you can hear the sound of trees being ripped down and burning, and it doesn't sound too good. But at that point, in this silence following this, some of the cultists come and start to let down the ropes that are holding up Clark, and he sort of comes down and his limp body sort of falls into the arms of the cultists, who sort of bring him back over towards you, and sort of brings him back and sort of lays him at your feet, Oliver.
I tap him with a foot.
What?
I am your leader now.
He's unconscious and unresponsive,
I loot him.
Is anybody?
but he's alive.
No,
Wait, who is? Oh, your dad.
Yeah, my dad.
Oh right, sorry, you thought the other one. No.
My
I thought it was the cultist. That's why I was surprised why you thought it was weird that you kicked him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, does he need healed?
Yeah, I mean you can. Yes, no, he does need healed.
Okay, I would like to go over to him and use lay on hands for, let's say, 10 points of health. See what
10
that
points
does.
of health. No, okay, cool. And he sort of comes, starts up. Where am I? Oh, Oliver, what's going on?
Get up.
Why are you so salty?
Because he let my fucking sister get kidnapped. I'm not happy with him. I'm
Please.
fucking pissed.
They got invaded.
So?
All the Pokemon couldn't help.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'm just a bit like-
this arc should just be
I'm
called Salty Oliver.
I'm very, very salty
Yeah.
about this whole thing.
And so he comes up and he's like, "Is Marcella safe?"
Not yet. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll help him up. Like, yeah.
No, yeah. What do you mean?
she's somewhere else.
As you're trying to help him up, he's very weak and he's sort of collapsing back down again as all of his weight is on you, and maybe Kyle as well, or Nine if they're helping support his weight.
She's somewhere else. I'm gonna go get her. You just go relax. Go rest.
I'd appreciate it if you took me out of this creepy place.
Yeah, I don't like it either, man.
And, yo, dude, my dad, my bra.
All of the cultists, apart from the ones that helped Clark down, your dad, are still on the ground kneeling, in some sort of prayer. You can hear the sort of faint hums of chanting, and you're free to leave if you want.
Can I look at them like you guys praying to Tiberius?
And one of them is like, "Yes." And continues.
He's not.
Oh, this guy, he spoke. He's bad. I'm gonna write him out. It's like, it's just like stood at the top and like at the front with all these people kneeling. It's like, feels pretty good, doesn't it?
So are we going to the Ice Palace? No, you guys coming with us?
I am.
Or?
I'm really confused
How
because the
did-
guy with the plan just died.
Did you
Yeah.
you came here from the Ice Palace, yeah?
Yeah.
How did you get here?
In
the castle, I assume.
Yeah, there was a mirror that we walked through in the
So
castle. Ran through, rather.
we're headed back there? I'll call another helicopter.
What was the
I get my Pokedex out and I get Helicuba.
Helicuba, so you walk back outside.
Yep.
So the cultists aren't coming with us?
Well,
I'm
great.
well confused. We just spent ages negotiating something worse than the Brexit deal, and then like the motherfucker just stood up and committed suicide.
I wanted to kill him!
I mean, I'm going to be straight up, out of character. I was not going to let this campaign end without Oliver killing that man.
I'll never get a chance to hide from him. Although, do I get ultimate hide powers from Tiberius?
Yeah.
Who's the father of this religion?
Wait, the tyrant's a father of hundreds of people.
Yeah, because he's
Ultimate.
our Lord and Saviour, our Father.
So, motherfucker, I just like.
Wait, does that extend to priests because they're father?
Yeah, sure.
If I could fucking make it work, I've accidentally made him the ultimate Tholme for dads.
Yeah.
I thought for dads, that is.
To
yeah.
save Tholme, I must become Tholme.
If only you knew how true those words were.
So yes, you can call a Helicuba if
I
you go
call a
back outside.
Helicuba.
These people are deep in prayer.
Kick one of them.
So they're not coming with... I assumed that we had a fucking army to go to this ice palace, and these culty boys were with us.
I just want my sister back, man. I've got a lecture this morning that I'm supposed to be teaching, but I've had to cancel it. So I'm just like, I just want to go back to work.
No, the students are emailing me, and they're pissed off.
Like my phone, like I've put it on silent because I've had like 20 emails because I've got marking to do, but I'm just not. I'm busy, but I don't have tenure yet, so I can't like.
I'm pretty
What?
sure.
It's an American thing.
Oh, right.
It's like, this is going to be great for the show. Yeah. I don't even know what the show is anymore because apparently I'm going to do this on it. But whatever, we're going to change it. 9.
Hello.
Are you scared of 7?
That's a great joke.
I don't get it.
Because 7, 8, 9. Anyway, let's get outside.
Am I still carrying him?
I've been stood up.
So the only unconscious member of the party or semi-conscious member is Clark.
She pushes me into a bunch of the cultists.
Yeah, a lot of them knock over and a lot
It's
of them
because
are
they're like on their knees behind you. It's like when someone goes on their knees behind you and you push them over
wave
them.
of dominoes out, and a guy runs out and goes, "No, we practiced this for hours." You ruined it.
See, the guy comes out he's very like what's the word? Like he's very exuberant and very
Extravagant.
Yeah, extravagant, and he's obviously the guy who's choreographed this, and he's like, we practiced this for hours.
He runs out and does a pirouette.
I was like, what are you doing?
Back in time. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, so if you've called a helicopter, you get out, and eventually this helicopter comes.
It's the same guy.
And he comes in, and this Parker's like, do you want me to come and land in the thing this time? You want it to be stealthy?
I'll give just land. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Can you imagine if you told a taxi driver on a night out, look, leave us about 20 metres away from the club because we want to be stealthy getting in? You'd be like, what the fuck?
And you bring out this unconscious man, and he's like,
did you ask for
big night then?
Did you ask
my
for a
dad.
seat?
It's, as I said, it's a whole thing.
Is it a bigger helicopter this time?
No, he can stay on the floor.
Yeah.
Am I still flying along?
Apparently, yeah.
I assumed that I'd be on Flygon, that the two of you would be in the helicopter.
And so he's like, are you back to Trinity City Academy, or are you...
To Umbra Castle?
Okay, and are we taking the unconscious man?
Can
you drop him off first?
Here's a tip. Can you take us to Umbra Castle and then take him to Training City Academy?
I mean, yeah, I guess...
Ask for Stephen or Red or someone. They'll explain.
Are they gonna know he's coming? Like,
no, but
we can phone them in the air. Telephone.
Yeah, she's learning very well.
Message them in the air.
Can you phone him en route? I don't
Sure,
really want to just be seen delivering this unconscious body on a doorstep.
It's fine. I'll give them a call. I'm ringing Stephen.
So, Oliver, what's the situation? I've not heard from your wife.
What's the crack?
We've found my father. It's it's a whole thing. Interdimensional travel. I'm at the point where I just want my sister back at this point.
You haven't found Marcella?
No, we found my father. There'll be a helicuba bringing. I love that word.
Helicuba.
There'll be a helicuba bringing my father back in say half an hour. We're going to Umbra Castle. I'm going to lose signal because we're going to, I think, another world with elves and stuff. Don't ask.
It's a pretty good world.
Put the phone down.
But yeah, there's going to be a helicopter landing. Give my dad some food or something. He's in a bad way, and at the end of the day, it's not entirely his fault.
What about Harris? Did you find out about Harris?
We don't know where Harris is, and they don't know where Harris is. No one seems to know where Harris is.
Telling the truth? What?
I mean,
I don't know anything.
None of us rolled insight, but because the DM didn't ask for insight, I'm going to assume it's true.
I'll see you all soon.
Well, no. Kind of, maybe. See you tomorrow.
Guys are just going. Okay, fine. No, fine. Drop him back. You guys do what you need to do. I trust you.
Cool.
Beep. Cool. And you guys head off towards Umbra Castle.
How old is Red?
Red's about 16 hours. Well, we went through this.
God, Red.
Fuck, I did not pitch like him that in the Pokemon campaign.
No.
Yeah, it was
no, I
early. He
didn't.
became a professor, dude. He was
I am slow today.
So you guys start flying over
Just today.
Mistral region, and then you see, let's say Greenwood Valley, which is sort of just
Is that
just
where
west of
we met
Umber
Woody?
Castle. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
That was
look at me. I remembered.
But when you're going over towards Umber Castle, and you see a large crater in the ground with nothing inside it, and then you see sort of large paw prints at first singed into the grass, and then just sort of imprinted into the mud and whatnot, heading into Umber Castle.
I kind of look at it and look at the other guys, being like, I'm assuming. Man,
That ain't fitting
God
through
thing.
the mirror. That is not fitting through the portal.
That's a really good ass point.
That's true.
We're gonna get there and it's just got its like head through, like help.
Is it like,
It's like a cat flapping his butt sticking out. Like.
is it like in Fantastic Beasts when that big thing in the zoo just like puts its ass on the suitcase and gets
So, again, it's so if you get over towards Umber Castle, you can go in, and there's nobody around this time, which is the first time you guys have seen this. There's nobody in, and 9. Can you roll something to see if you can remember the way?
We used insight before.
Insight. Roll insight then.
Oh, that would be a 23.
Oh no!
Eyes
you're like,
closed. I can
you're
remember
like
it.
you all run in and you just run towards the direction that you remember going perfectly. You see some unconscious. You come up to where the throne room is, and then just inside you find some unconscious cultist, and you see some singe marks on the wall. And you find an overturned table, and then in front of you see the portal.
And the god dog got through all the
God-
corridors.
The gog.
Yes. God dog is not here.
God Dog does not seem to have been very
Dog.
hospitable to its supposed subjects.
That is what you guys did.
Oh, was it?
I didn't.
Oh
No,
dear.
that may have been a little bit of me.
That was everything Arcanine, Salamence,
Oh,
the
so it
crew.
was.
Also, our characters don't know this.
No.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is that you've seen these marks, and that was we said to you guys.
Yeah.
You should have recognised that.
Oh, I thought
That's
it was
what-
the doggo. God doggo.
Nah. So
well, our
you're-
characters probably think that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do, yeah. Yeah, could do.
Some weird ass shit happened.
Yeah.
3.
Or you see the shapes and the character of the flame marks and the scorches on the wall, and 9 you're like, I recognise those. I recognise
that singe.
that poor aim anywhere.
Only an Imperial Stormtrooper aims this precise. Fucking blaster marks everywhere on the side of a fucking
No.
thing.
So
Pull out weapons and go through the portal.
As I see them disappear into a mirror, I faint into the portal.
love it.